Take One Soldier here, and I'm back talking about Star Wars Ahsoka Season 1, Episode 8, the final episode of this season. And my thoughts on this episode: garbage. In fact, the entire series is garbage. I'm not exactly shocked. I'm just mainly disappointed in Dave Filoni. And this is Dave Filoni is Disney's last hope of some sort of success. And as you can see from this series, there's no chance in fucking hell that guy is going to save Star Wars. Again, I was one of the people that thought you put Dave Filoni in charge of a series, you put Dave Filoni in charge of something, he could save Star Wars, but we've just seen his attempt and it was absolute garbage. He cannot write live action. There were shots in this episode that were dumb. There were things that did not make sense. Also, one thing to do with Ezra, to do with his end scene, which again, why is he wearing that? There was no need. I don't get it. But yeah, I can't point to anything in this episode. Thrawn was not Thrawn in this entire show. He was a constant failure. And I'm trying to find something in all of this mess. And I can't. There's nothing. The scenes are way too fucking long. The characters are bland. And, oh my god, Stormtroopers are just getting worse. They're getting worse. And then you do that to them in this fucking episode. You give them that bloody power. And they're still as shit as... Oh, fucking hell. I can't go into too many spoilers, but yeah. And the one person I actually feel sorry for in this entire show is Ray Stevenson. He was actually an alright character. And the way they've ended him in this series, it's going to be a struggle for next season. Absolute struggle. But he did all right. And the way they ended with him and cutting him out so much, I am fucking angry about that. I know they didn't know this would be his last fucking, episode, but god damn it, man. You could have given him something at the end. You could have given him something to do. And Sheen in this episode, I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I'm getting a very slight suspicion she is a alternative character stolen from the EU. Mara Jade. Yes, I think Dave Filoni is putting her as that character. It's going to be funny to see how that fucking goes, since Luke got found on a fucking island. But I have a feeling that's what she's going to be. But I wasn't expecting much from Ahsoka. I really wasn't. Okay, I just thought we'd get some good action scenes, and maybe Thrawn would be an absolute boss when it came to defeating the Jedi. None of that happened throughout this fucking show. This show turned into everybody can have the Force, lightsabers are pointless, and if you're a woman, you can literally do what the fuck you want because nothing bad's going to happen to you unless you're helping a man. If anybody has hope for Star Wars now, if anybody has hope, I got to ask where? Where did you see that hope? Because Ahsoka has already lost 50% of its audience, which has literally been shown from the fucking TV table scores. They've lost 50% of the audience, and it was a small audience to begin with. And, yeah, where's the hope? Because Dave Filoni is fucking terrible at writing. And it is pretty much confirmed with this show. George Lucas did all the work in Clone Wars. He did all the fucking work. All the great episodes. That must have been George Lucas. I just cannot see Dave Filoni. And if somebody says he has Kathleen Kennedy breathing down his throat, then quit. Be a fucking man and quit. Actually, save your fucking legacy. Because this is not going to save his fucking legacy. Oh, let's just go to spoilers now, because I just want to get this over with. It's a 0. It's a 0 out of 10. This episode was shit. Absolute shit. The entire series is shit. 0 out of 10. Let's go into spoilers. If you don't want any spoilers, leave 3, 2, 1. So, the episode starts off with the witches giving a promotion to Morgan. And they give her, witch powers and, fucking make her a sword to fight with. Apparently, that's supposed to be awesome and everybody's going to be clapping and say, oh, what's this? I just don't care, okay? You made a fucking sword. It's green. What the fuck ever? So, they give her a fucking sword. And then Franz basically says, okay, we're all done here. We now need to get the fuck out of here, get back to the galaxy, where we can restore the Empire and protect it. Why did you change Franz's character? Why did you change his story? From the books, it made sense. Why was he trying to make a strong empire? Because of the Yuuzhan Vong. He wanted to fucking protect the galaxy, actually protect the Chiss by having a fucking amazingly tough empire in the way of the Yuuzhan Vong, so they'd never touch his planet. What is Franz's fucking, reason for supporting the Empire? Why is he so fucking hell-bent on building this institution up? There is never that explanation in this show. There is never that explanation in Rebels. It's just, he's Thrawn and he works for the Empire. What you could have done with this show is you could have had 2 episodes just dedicated to Thrawn. Not Ahsoka, not Sabine, and definitely not that twat Ezra. You could have explained it. And by the way, do you think in this episode they explained why Thrawn is in a state, why Thrawn's troops were fucked up, or why any of this shit happened to Thrawn? Not a goddamn word. Because because Ezra says in this scene, he hasn't gone near Thrawn since they got there. 10 fucking years, and he has not gone near Thrawn. Okay, how the fuck has Thrawn been losing stormtroopers? How the fuck has Thrawn been losing equipment? Oh, we never find out. We never find out. We never get told any of this. And if somebody says he got stolen by whales and the whales threw him into a planet, I don't care. The book Thrawn would have figured it out. He would have done something. He would have built something. Throughout this fucking series, all Thrawn has been is reactionary. He is not a reactionary person. He is the guy who fucking makes things happen. He is the guy who plans. In this episode, he does nothing that no other fucking Imperial can do. Oh, fuck. So, yeah, Thrawn basically get the fuck out of here and get back to the Empire and save the Empire. We then go back to the Jedi ship Ahsoka's ship, where Ezra, remember last week when he said he didn't want his lightsaber back? Oh, it turns out now he's going to build a new one. I thought you didn't need a lightsaber, Ezra. I thought you didn't need a fucking lightsaber. Oh, I get it. We need Sabine to have a fucking lightsaber. And we can't have you taking something from a woman. It's fucking dumb. That's his lightsaber. Why can't Sabine build her own? Apparently she's a Jedi now. Isn't that one of the fucking things you're supposed to be trained in as a Jedi? To build your own fucking lightsaber? It's a fucking joke. This is a fucking joke. This is so fucking woman-centric bullshit. This entire episode, this entire show, this entire fucking franchise is all for women now. And it's just bullshit. Star Wars used to be for everybody, and now it's just for these weird woke wankers. It's fucking disgusting at points. Fucking hell, I'm fucking angry. I had faith in Dave Filoni. I did. I thought, he'll make a great story. He's got to work under pressure. He's got to work under Kathleen Kennedy. But he'll find a way. I am a fucking moron for thinking that. So Ezra builds a new lightsaber, and apparently they have crystals apparently just lying around on the ship. Remember when Jedi had to look for those fucking things? No. Yarn's just got a fucking box full of them. And then they have a fucking conversation about Kanan and how, you know, Yarn trained him how to build his lightsaber. Oh, fucking hell. And, yeah. Then we go to Sabine, who has a little chat with Ahsoka. And what the fuck ever, okay? It was a boring talk between them both about how she's, you know, wants to be a Jedi. And Ahsoka saying, yeah, you can be a Jedi, but you don't have to be in control and all this other shit. And then they get attacked by 2 fucking TIE fighters. And they destroy, well, they seriously damage the ship. And whilst they're damaging it, Ahsoka and Ezra had to jump up underneath the ship to stop it crushing the Rock People's little group. And whilst they're holding the ship up with the Force, the TIE fighters, for no fucking reason, race up in a fucking straight formation to attack the ship again. Don't, you know, split up, guys. Don't split up. Just stay nice and close to each other. Because Sabine tries to fix the ship because the TIE fighters damaged the engines. She fixes the ship and just rams it right into the 2 TIE fighter pilots. Both TIE fighters are destroyed. And is Sabine or Yarn lost in this daring suicide run? Now the ship's just a bit damaged. TIE fighters destroyed. Their ship just damaged. I mean, damaged to the point they can't fly it yet. It's going to take them a little longer to get to Thrawn. But yeah, apparently that's a big fucking loss for them. Fucking hell. So they know it's going to take them longer if they walk, so they grab some dogs and just ride off to try to stop Thrawn from getting to the fucking Empire. So Thrawn hears about the 2 TIE fighters being lost. He gives a commendation to one of the TIE pilots for nothing. Like, okay, you took down their ship, but they're still getting to you. What's the commendation for? Dying? I know that people are going to say, yes, you get commendations for that, but come on, it's a fucking TIE pilot who didn't need to die. Like, how is Thrawn just letting this happen? You know how they're getting to you. You have other TIE fighters. You have a fucking platoon of stormtroopers. Just fucking kill them. It's not difficult. And the way they died, I mean, like, you couldn't see what they were doing, TIE pilots. You couldn't split up. You couldn't move. I mean, for fuck's sake. So Thrawn knows they're coming. Does he have a massive plan for the arrival of Ahsoka? For the arrival of Sabine and Ezra? Nah, he'll just send a handful of stormtroopers to deal with them. That's his plan. Because that always works, Thrawn. You send a bunch of stormtroopers at Jedi, and they're just going to deal with them. Oh, fucking hell. But apparently the ship's ready to go, and apparently the witches got a bunch of stormtrooper volunteers who understand that they are pretty much sacrificing their life to give Thrawn time to get back to the Empire. So they prepare for the Jedi to arrive. The Jedi get close enough that Thrawn uses his turbo lasers on his ship and hits nobody. Doesn't concentrate fire on any of them. Doesn't even attack the fucking entrance to the fucking castle. Like, Thrawn, you know where they're going. Like, this is what I'm talking about with Thrawn. Like, you know what they're doing. And the easiest solution to dealing with them is blow up the fucking door and fucking make it possible for them to get in. You have a ship, you have guns, you can't apparently kill them. Aim for the target that's not moving, blow it up and seal it for good. Making it harder for them to get to you. But no, they don't do that. And then Ahsoka and Ezra pull the door open with the Force. And for some reason, Ahsoka tells Sabine to also use the Force. Oh, we're going to get to Sabine's Force shit in a bit. Oh my god. And they manage to open the door, get through, and yeah, they're now in the castle. Then they get the fucking scene with the shitload of stormtroopers, and we all knew it was going to happen here. Shitload of stormtroopers, free Jedi, gotta say that now. And yeah, the stormtroopers just get massacred and wiped out. Like, the amount of damage that Disney, Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni have done to stormtroopers, How did the Empire survive? How? It's insane. They all get killed, and they walk up, and then Thrawn pretty much tells the witches to use their magic. And this is what really pisses me off. We get our first Death Troopers. Our first zombie stormtroopers. Now, I have I have read the book Star Wars Death Troopers. Okay? It's a fantastic fucking book. It's a fucking great read. And this just... oh my god. It felt comedic. It felt comedic. If you read that book, you know how fucking... like, I wouldn't say terrifying, but it did have you on edge. Like, if you read it, you know what I'm talking about. And the way they were used in this... how fucking pathetic they looked. I just don't care. It's just bullshit now. So the witches reactivate all the dead stormtroopers. They then act like fucking zombies. I don't know why they're acting like zombies, by the way. And when I say that, Star Wars zombies are different to fucking Walking Dead zombies. They don't walk like their fucking bones are dead. They are technically able to use their hands. That's why they can use blasters and shit. But you had them walking like they're fucking, you know, normal human zombies. They shouldn't be doing that. Yes, they'd be walk a little funny, but you'd still recognise that they can still move their arms and use their weapons. And again, I know they use their weapons, but my god, it was pathetic. Even for stormtroopers. Oh my god, so they get reactivated, and what do you think happens? They chase them down a couple of hallways, and Sabine, Ezra and Ahsoka just wipe them out again. Don't get back up either. They're just dead. They're dead for good apparently this time. Like, why didn't you have a scene where Ahsoka stabs one and then cuts off his head and it just still comes at her? Like, for God's sake, make it creepy. Why are you not putting him in the dark? Like, Christ, you're in a castle. Make it fucking scary. Make it bloody horrifying. Make it something better than what this is. So, yeah, they fight off a bunch of zombie stormtroopers. Ezra gets fucking caught by one of them. Sabine saves his ass, and they then get back. They get up to the top floor until Ahsoka sees Morgan, and then they have a fucking... they have a duel with each other. I'm not going to go into detail. It's a duel with them, with Morgan and Ahsoka. That's all you need to know. Sabine and Ezra then get up to the platform, where they then get attacked by two Death Troopers. You know, the black stormtroopers. Because I've said Death Troopers. These are the Death Troopers from Rogue One. Apparently Thrawn had a couple of them lying about somewhere. And yeah, they had a fight. Sabine gets knocked out, and Ezra does too. But Sabine then gets grabbed by one of the Death Troopers, nearly choked to death. You see, I think she cut a bit of his helmet off so you can see he's a dead stormtrooper, a Death Trooper. And this is the bit that I knew was coming for ages. Sabine uses the Force to pull her lightsaber, and I have to call it a lightsaber now, pull her lightsaber and then kills the Death Trooper. So yes, Dave Filoni is all but confirmed, he's just confirmed this. Every motherfucker in Star Wars can use the Force. Everybody. You just need to believe. You just need to believe. What's the point being a Jedi then? Seriously, what is the point? Why did Jedi look for fucking younglings if they can just grab some cunt off the street and say, hey, you, motherfucker, come over here, you can be a Jedi. Hey, you. It's like, Jesus Christ. Why were the Jedi Order so depleted if you can literally grab anybody? If you can grab any motherfucker and teach them how to use the Force. Why were the Jedi so depleted? Why the fuck isn't there an army of Jedi now? Why didn't it... Oh my god. This just creates so much problems. And it's just pathetic because Dave Filoni wanted Sabine to have the Force. You couldn't have said one of her fucking parents was a Jedi. We never met her fucking dad. How the fuck didn't we know he had a Force? There's ways to do this. And Dave just said, no, we got to be inclusive because saying only certain people can be Jedi seems a bit white supremacist. Ew. Jeez. I mean, if you don't think that's what was said in that fucking writing room, you obviously haven't been paying attention. Oh, and Ezra also killed his Death Trooper too, so, you know, there you go. And then they see that the Star Destroyer is getting away. Ezra then turns to Sabine and tells her to push him up with the Force or whatever. So he jumps, does a Force jump, and then Sabine just pushes him all the way up, and he kills 2 random stormtroopers, or Sabine kills 2 random stormtroopers, whatever. Whilst all that was going on, Ahsoka was still in the duel with Morgan. A bunch of stormtroopers then turned up to help Morgan. They fight her all the way up to the fucking top of the castle, where they have this pathetic fight where there were literally a shitload of opportunities for the stormtroopers to shoot Ahsoka, but none of them did it. They just stood there and watched. Oh God. I'm so fucking angry. They stood there and watched whilst Morgan destroyed one of Ahsoka's lightsabers. Apparently she thought the day was done, but Sabine comes in and just kicks the crap out of the stormtroopers, kills them, and then Ahsoka just does some random move and cuts Morgan, and apparently now she's dead. I don't know why she's dead. She was only cut with a lightsaber, because apparently you can survive that now. You can also survive getting stabbed with a lightsaber. What's the difference here, Dave? What's the fucking difference? There is no difference. It's just bad writing. So yeah, Morgan's dead. Stormtroopers are dead. And Thrawn just says concentrate fire on the castle. And yeah, they do that and destroy the castle. But just in time, Yarn arrives with the Jedi ship and they escape. Well, they get off the castle before it falls apart. And then Thrawn flies the Star Destroyer through the atmosphere and then uses the new, ring thing to head off into hyperspace. But before he goes, he gives a last message to Ahsoka. I knew your master. I have won today because I get to go back to the galaxy. Long live the Empire. And then he just goes into warp and heads back to the galaxy. And leaves Ahsoka and Sabine stranded. I mean, I don't know why you'd think that, Thrawn. The whales will be back and they'll just fucking do the same shit they did with the whales to get back. I mean, if you don't see that we know how this fucking thing is going to go, it is fucking ridiculous. Like, did Thrawn not ask how the fuck they got there? Did Thrawn not say, hold on, are you telling me they use whales? Then how the fuck would they do that again, Thrawn? Have you left some poison to kill all the motherfuckers? Oh, shit. So yeah, Thrawn gets back to the Republic. And Sabine and Ahsoka are stranded. We then end on a scene where basically we finally see Balon, who is standing on a statue that looks very familiar if you're a Lord of the Rings fan. That statue is a blatant fucking copy, Dave. Not Dave? Yeah, Dave. That's a blatant copy of of the Lord of the Rings first film. With the guy with the hand out. The two guys actually with the hands out. A blatant fucking copy. Bullshit. And do we find out what Balon's been doing? Do we find out what Balon's been looking for in this episode? No, we just get a scene of him standing on a fucking statue looking at a valley. I just cannot believe that Balon was wasted in these last couple of episodes. He did jack shit. This is how Ray Stevenson's last scene is. That's his last scene. And I know they didn't know he was going to die. But Jesus. You left it on a cliffhanger for no reason. You had an episode where you did jack shit, and you didn't use Ray Stevenson in any way other than to tell his fucking Padawan to go down there and fucking die, basically. I mean, that is insulting. That is heartbreaking when you think about it. But yeah, that's how Balon's ending is. He stands to look at a valley. And then we see, what's her bloody name again? Val, whatever the fuck his apprentice. She's basically just going to stay with the fucking red people and probably become their leader or something. Again, I have a very, very, very big feeling that she is definitely Mara Jade. I think she's just been renamed so Dave Filoni can say he's built a new character when he's just blatantly stolen a character from the EU. Again. Then we go back to the Republic, where we see a Jedi shuttle heading towards it lands, and Hera's there with Chopper and a bunch of security people, and a stormtrooper walks off the ship, and Chopper realizes who it is, runs over to see him, takes off the helmet. It turns out it's Ezra. Why are you wearing a stormtrooper helmet? Why are you wearing that stormtrooper shit? There's no point. There is no point to him wearing that fucking uniform. He doesn't need to. The ship was 10 feet from him. Why are you wearing it? Why? What if the fucking security team just saw a stormtrooper and fired? Oh, fucking hell. You just wanted to have a fucking little fucking surprise scene that arseholes can fucking send on Twitter or send on fucking social media. That's all you wanted at that scene. Fucking pathetic. Makes no sense for him wearing that uniform. No sense. No reason. And the last scene of the... Oh, he says he's back and, you know, all that shit. Hey, Ezra, how about giving the warning about Thrawn coming back? Maybe that should have been the first thing out of your fucking mouth. Anyway, the final scene is Sabine and Ahsoka accepting that they're now stranded here. I don't know why they're accepting that, because they can just call them the Wells to send them back, which is what they're going to do. And yeah, they have this boring conversation with each other, and then the episode ends on the Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker. And that's the end of the episode. Again, nothing against Hayden Christensen. He's an amazing guy. You can tell he loves Star Wars. Nothing's going to happen to him. Listen, there is nothing he's done wrong. He was in the shows. When he was in episodes, he was a fucking legend. He's still a legend today. Having him in the end scene, I got no problem with. That's the end of the episode. Horseshit. Absolute horseshit of an episode. Absolute horseshit of a season. How anybody can say this is going to save Star Wars. I think this ends it. Dave Filoni, you're a fucking joke. You're a fucking joke. You've just fucked yourself. You've made sure that if you make any other projects, we will just say, well, we remember your first season of Ahsoka and how shit that was. I think it's over. Again, Dave Filoni was their final hope. They're pretty much their pound land George Lucas, which was Dave Filoni. And again, it's just more and more proof that George Lucas must have done a ton of work on the Clone Wars. And that's the end of my review. Again, it's just... I mean, again, I had hope. I had hope for Ahsoka. I thought we were going to get Thrawn coming back. Thrawn being a fucking legend. Thrawn being like he was in the books. But they've just damaged another character immensely. Thrawn is an utter joke. He got beaten in this episode, and somebody tells me he got away. That is bollocks. That is not a Thrawn victory. A Thrawn victory, you know it's a victory. Like, there is no doubt. Like, the rebels know they were beaten. The good guys know they were beaten by Thrawn. That's a Thrawn victory. This is just some lame bullshit because Dave Filoni didn't want Thrawn beating the fucking women's side. And that's all this was. They couldn't have Thrawn being too good to embarrass the women. It's a fucking joke. This entire season is a waste of time. And I'm just happy a lot of people are not watching this, and this will just fall to the side like every other show has. This is not going to change anything. Well, I do think it's going to change something. I think it's just going to be pretty much more proof that Star Wars is dead. There's nothing coming to help. There's no person at Lucasfilm who you can trust, who you can see is the future. Dave Filoni was the last one. And this is the best he can do on his own. It's done. George Lucas is not coming back. And even if he did, the guy is getting old. There is nowhere near enough time for George Lucas to fix Star Wars and put it on a damn decent course. That's not going to happen. This franchise is done. You will have a lot of clapping arsehole seals who are just Disney Star Wars fans who are going to say, oh, this is awesome, this is awesome. Oh, look at that scene. Oh, look at that scene. And not really questioning a goddamn thing. This episode, this series is a joke. Star Wars is not Star Wars anymore. It is a fucking sci-fi franchise. That's all it is now. It's not Star Wars. It's just a fucking sci-fi series. That's all. There's nothing special anymore. There's nothing, great, grand, amazing. There's nothing like that anymore. This franchise is dead. And Ahsoka pretty much put the final bloody nail in the coffin. You really think Acolyte's going to make any fucking difference? That's a fucking disaster, and everybody fucking knows it. That show is literally going to be taking the piss out of before it comes out and when it comes out. And when it comes out, it's being made by a woman who has literally come out to say it's going to be the first female-centric Star Wars show. What? You mean like the hundreds of other female fucking centric shit we've had? I'm done. There's no rescuing this franchise anymore. It's over. And I think we just got to accept that and move on. And I hate to leave it like that, but that's just facts. There's no getting through to Disney. There's no getting through to the people at Lucasfilm because they don't want to fix this. They don't want to save it. They just want to keep going because they think this is going to help them win elections, or they think this is how it's going to change culture. How is this going to change culture if no motherfucker's watching it? So, yeah. That's my review of Ahsoka. And that's my review of the future of Star Wars. It's over. And that's it. If you like this video, give it a like. If you dislike the video, give it a dislike. And if you like my content, do think about subscribing. And if you do have a comment, leave it below and I'll try to get back to it. Entertainment Mode Soldier. Bye.